There's no doubt the Premier League is brimming with talented players, but some of them are shining without being in the spotlight. So today we're doing just that. We're giving them the spotlight and giving them the flowers that they deserve. We're diving into 5 underrated players from this Premier League season so far. So stick around because I guarantee at least one of these names is not a name you thought of. First one up, Morgan Rogers for Aston Villa. Now Morgan Rogers this season has been sensational. Normally operating as a number 10 just behind the striker, he also shows his versatility as throughout his youth career and also for Aston Villa, he has played across the front line. His physical strength on the ball, paired with his dribbling and creativity, has been likened to the likes of players like Jamal Musiala. And when I say this, guys, I'm not saying he's on level with Jamal Musiala, but we're seeing similarities in the way that they play. And with Morgan Rogers' ball carrying style, the fact that he's so strong and can progress the ball from defense to attack, he's also drawing comparisons to Yaya Toure. Quick disclaimer, when I say drawing comparisons to the likes of, I'm not necessarily saying that they're on the same level as this person or they play exactly like this person. I'm more so talking about the attributes. So if Morgan Rogers, with his ball carrying ability, the fact that he's able to go from defending to attack and carry 20, 30, even 40 yards without anyone taking him off the ball, it's the same way that Yaya Toure used to do that exact same thing as well. Now again, just because the video is going to come out after certain match days have been played, the stats might be off by 1 or 2 in terms of goals and assists. So I'm not going to focus too much on that. This is more about the eye test. But even though I say that, statistically, Morgan Rogers this season has actually put up a notable amount of goals and assists for Aston Villa, contributing to the team as a whole. Now, with the loan signings of Rashford and Marco Asensio, there were some doubts as to, are they going to take up the minutes that Morgan Rogers has been playing earlier on in the season? But absolutely not. He plays with them and he's shining. We even saw his attacking prowess and I guess the intelligence he has in that final third against PSG in the Champions League. It was a nice cut ball across the box that saw Morgan Rogers go onto it and score a tap-in and open the scoring for the villains in Paris. And for me, he's one of the stand-up performers this season whose name probably isn't in the spotlight as much as it should be. Next up, Jacob Murphy at Newcastle. Okay, so usually whenever we talk about Newcastle's attackers and how good they are, or the fine spell of form that they're going through, just know that we're talking about Alexander Isak and we're talking about Anthony Gordon. But Jacob Murphy this season, at least since the start of the year, has been shining. With 10 goal involvements in his last 16 games for Newcastle, he's showing that, he's not just a bystander in this team. He's not just going to sit back whilst Alexander Isak and Gordon contribute to the team. No, he's capable, in fact, more than capable, of putting up the goals, putting up the assists, and providing the extra attacking prowess that Newcastle need. And his recent performances justify exactly what I'm saying. As recently as their game against Leicester where he scored a brace, that performance just showed that, when other players can't necessarily step up or maybe aren't on their game as much, he can step up and provide the attacking quality that Newcastle need to get them into the Champions League, because that's where they're fighting to be. There's no doubt or any question surrounding Murphy's work rate, his defensive actions, and the fact that he can contribute to the high intensity play that Newcastle have. But now he's showing that he can contribute not only defensively, but also in the attacking third. Again, I'm not saying that he's going to be favourite for top goal scorer or he's going to, whatever. I'm just saying that I feel like his performances have gone under the radar and is someone who maybe the media are kind of neglecting for whatever reason. I don't know. Next on the list is Jorgen Strand Larsen at Wolves. Now, in the past, I made a video about Wolves and I actually said that their main talisman was Matheus Cunha, which no doubt he is. And he's the one player that has been mainly striving them forward and is the one that is looked most likely to create anything or score in any Wolves game. However, one that is flying under the radar is Jorgen Strand Larsen. With just shy of 15 goal involvements in under 30 Premier League games this season, Jorgen Strand Larsen is showing his quality up front. Now with Wolves this season, they have been quite shaky and that sees them slip into danger and in and out of the relegation zone. At the time of recording, they are 17th place and it doesn't really look like they're going to be relegated unless Ipswich go on a crazy run of form, and Leicester. But it's worth mentioning that, yes, Matheus Cunha, we understand he's a great player. Ryan Aït-Nouri, yes, fantastic player. But Strand Larsen, very, very quietly, he's a very tidy striker. I'm a very, very big fan of his, I can't lie. And it's funny because whenever we think of what type of strikers are on the market and, teams no doubt are looking for bargains and players that they can, get for relatively cheap, but can ensure that there's some sort of quality there, I wouldn't be surprised if some Premier League teams take a look at Jorgen Strand Larsen, even if Wolves survive. Take a look at Manchester United, for example. They've got Xerxes and Højlund, and they're still looking for a striker that can not only hold it up in Amram's play, but then also put the ball in the back of the net and consistently be a danger in the box. I personally think that Strand Larsen will be an improvement on Højlund. Again, he won't cost 75 mil that Højlund did from Atalanta. They might be able to strike a bargain around 40, maybe just getting to 50 mil with add-ons and all that type of stuff. But they're getting a striker who's proven to score goals in the Premier League, even for a team that might not create as much. So now if you pair this with the likes of Bruno Fernandes, Garnacho, Kobe Mainoo, players in a team that usually have a bit more of the ball and usually will be on the front foot on a lot more of these games, he's bound to score more goals and contribute overall to the attacking play of the team. And I personally think he has the ability to step up when it's crunch time and get the winner that his team needs. Most notably in his recent game, Strand Larsen scored the winning goal to make it 2-1 and complete the comeback against relegation favourites Ipswich Town. So again, I know it might sound like a big shout, but I personally think Strand Larsen might be one to watch over the next couple of years. Next on the list, Yoane Wissa at Brentford. So again, I did touch on this at the beginning of the season in terms of, certain teams to look out for. And I mentioned Bryan Mbeumo at Brentford. And again, I guess Bryan Mbeumo would probably be the most recognized name at Brentford right now with the loss of Ivan Toney. But with this loss of Ivan Toney, they've lost that fear factor when it comes to having someone up front that if you give him a chance, he will score. But I feel like Yoane Wissa has filled that void. With 16 goal involvements in his 28 Premier League appearances, he's shown that yes, he has the quality not only to step up, but step up consistently. Now yes, Mbeumo has been great this season. Damsgaard, sensational. But Yoane Wissa, I feel like maybe it's because he's a bit older than the two that I just mentioned, that he might not get as much credit or get as much spotlight, but he definitely deserves the flowers because this season, he's been vital for Brentford's attack. Now for me, I don't think it's just the output that we're looking at when it comes to Yoane Wissa, but I feel like the fact that he can play on either wing and as a striker is a quality that I feel goes under the radar, and I feel like it's not as appreciated as it should be. For example, if he's playing on the left or the right, he knows that, okay, this game is going to be a bit different. I'm going to need to take on my fullback, I'm going to need to beat him consistently, maybe provide some crosses in and link up either with my fullback, my centre mid, or my striker. Whereas when he's playing as the number 9, he's the one getting onto the end of those balls. He's the one spinning in behind, chasing the balls, or potentially even holding it up, laying it off to the midfielder, spinning, and then making a run into the box. I sound like a proper coach before that talking, don't I? Yes, there's no doubt that Wissa's versatility, paired with his knack for scoring important goals, has been crucial to Brentford this season. And finally, Mikel Merino at Arsenal. Okay, yes, call me biased, whatever. I don't care. Mikel Merino, for me at least, has been sensational this season. Now, the reason why I say sensational is because he's brought in originally as a centre mid, someone to play as that number 8 and also as that number 6, as he's played most of his career in those two positions. However, due to season-ending injuries to Gabriel Jesus and Kai Havertz, this left Arsenal on a title charge without a natural striker. And yes, we could have played Martinelli there too, but he got injured as well. So up stepped the Spaniard, who's never played as a striker in his professional career, and in his last 10 games has scored 6 goals. Now, mind you, that's more than some strikers in some of the biggest teams in the league. I feel like the one thing that stood out the most about Mikel Merino this season is, yes, he is getting goals and he's playing in a position that he's never played before. He's playing up front and he's doing the business, as shown when he first came on off the bench playing striker against Leicester, and he scored a brace to win the game. But I feel like it's not just the versatility that we're looking at here, but I think it's more so about the game intelligence and the fact that, yes, even though he's never played there before, he has the positional intelligence and he has the tactical intelligence to play this position and play it well. Now with this, of course, I'm not going to say that he's going to be top goal scorer for Arsenal. We don't need a striker. We should play him up front. That's not what I'm saying at all. We definitely still need a striker. However, with Mikel Merino's recent performances, it seems that the team has now adjusted to also playing with Merino as a striker. All I'm saying is that Mikel Merino's intelligence of the game overall from a tactical and positional standpoint allows him to thrive up front. And I feel like it's something that I personally didn't really see. I did say that Arsenal should sign him because I thought, yes, he'd be a great midfielder and he'd be a great midfielder for a lot of Premier League teams. But I did not see him being a striker and succeeding as a striker right now. Take the Champions League game, for example. Playing as a striker, scored in the box against Real Madrid, and that's no easy feat. But like I said in the beginning of this video, these players are players that have been playing well recently, and I guess for the course of most of the season, but just haven't got the flowers that they deserve, whether that's by the pundits or us fans. But I want to ask you all a question. Who is one underrated player this season that has stood out to you the most and why? Make sure you drop them in the comments below so I can read it, because I'm very, very interested to see who you guys think is the most underrated player this season. And guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you drop a like. I'm aiming for 10 likes. If you can smash that like button, I'd really, really appreciate it. And subscribe to join MB United, where we talk about not just Premier League, but as of my last video, Serie A as well. In this video, I broke down why AC Milan have been struggling this year. AC Milan that we've all grew up to love and watch playing in the Champions League and winning the Scudetto are 9th place and struggling. So click here to find out why they're struggling. But until next time, keep it real, and I'll see you when I see you. In a bit.